Pelicans beat the Blazers on a 5-game win streak. Chaz 5, Lito and Ross joining me tonight. Before we get into it, do you want to say our hearts and prayers are with the shooting of the Covenant School in Nashville, where 3 kids were senselessly murdered today, and same with 3 adults. So just terrible news. Wanted to get that out there before we started the show. But with that, well, Pelicans on a 5-game win streak. Ross, what you think about tonight?
Handle business. I mean, this is a bad Blazers team. Handle business. I'm glad that. Well, yeah, I'm glad it was a low stress game. We needed it with 2 much tougher opponents coming
up. 5. We'll go 5 and Lito and Chaz, but 5 we talked about. Yeah, it was a really boring game tonight, but it was a good boring. Won by 30. Did what we're supposed to do. Now those stars are going to get rest going into Golden State. What are you expecting tomorrow?
Somebody ready to, fight. Let's see what you got, right? This is the time where you kind of have to prove yourself, right? 5-game winning streak. So you have no excuses. You won 5 games in a row, regardless of the other teams not playing well or not trying to win. Yeah, cool. This team that you're going to go against wants to win. They're right with you. I think they're a game ahead at this point, right?
Yeah, let me check that for you.
Game and ahead to 2 games. I mean, it's really close, right? So this is a game that you want to win to submit yourself, and you have Denver coming up. So, you might want to split one of these. I would say go for the juggler right now because, Golden State is beatable, right? You just can't beat yourself when you're playing a team like Golden State.
So 5, if Minnesota loses to Sacramento tonight, I think it's a close game late in the third. Right now, they'll be ahead of Minnesota and only a half a game behind Golden State. Lito, tomorrow's huge. They took care of business tonight. Tomorrow's huge.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I'm gonna be positive, right? Because the thing is, it's frustrating because this is the same team that went on a 10-game losing streak. But when you look at this team, there's no reason that should have happened because all the talent is still there. The game plan was just off. So I think, you go in there tomorrow and you did what you did against the Clippers, right? You handle business against a playoff caliber team. And in order to do that, you keep doing what you've been doing. You play through the big man. You play through Brandon. You play to our strengths. And, I wasn't on a pod the last time when they played the Clippers, but y'all had some really good takes, and CJ was really efficient. So if he can keep that type of efficiency up, along with passing the ball, Brandon a career high assists, those other things count in a game like that against that. I mean, they're the defending champs, right? So you got to beat the champs. They just ain't gonna lay down.
Yeah. Chaz, another guy, and then we'll get your thoughts on Golden State. I mean, JV tonight, you said something to me before we got on the show, how he just didn't decide not to shoot, but he had 21 rebounds tonight. 4-6 from the field, 10 points, 21 rebounds.
In 3 quarters.
Just say it again.
In 3 quarters.
In 3 quarters. Yeah. Do you feel like he's been a different player over these last couple of weeks?
I feel like he's been probably utilized better. He also has had the luxury of not playing against real teams. But we may not be a real team, so who knows, right? But at the end of the day, the numbers are what count. He's showing up, he's performing. He could have totally, came out and shit the bed, but he didn't. He's stepping up to the plate. I thought he looked like a man amongst boys out there tonight. Every rebound, I felt like he was gonna get. I think he sold himself short tonight scoring. If he would have looked to score, I think JV could have scored 35 points tonight, just because they couldn't do nothing with him physically. And overall, I think this has been a good stretch. Like I said on one of these episodes, I feel like these games are scrimmages, pretty much glorified scrimmages. But at the same time, it's shout out to Lito. At the same time, it's I think we're a bad team. So us beating a bad team is an accomplishment to me. So I'll take the win.
Well, we are over 500 now, so we can't be that bad of a team.
What?
There's still holes. There's still holes. Well, I thought they showed up in LA. Golden State, Denver, these next 2, Ross, will show us actually what we have. Because I want to hear y'all's opinions on this. Do you think if we 2-0 obviously on the road trip, if we get one of these and go 3-1, do you thought you were going to start hearing those Zion rumors that he's ramping up again and he's starting to get more basketball activities? Do you think that's going to start kind of trickling out?
I don't know. We talked about it a little bit last time. It feels like you should already be hearing that. My hunch is that if you win one of these, maybe when they get back home, you start hearing a little bit. I don't think this team can do anything meaningful in either a play-in scenario or a first round, like if Zion's not playing. And when I say playing, like he can't walk back in his first game be, let's say even the best case scenario, you get the 6th seed. I don't think he can walk back in and be like a very effective player if his first game he plays 20 minutes in a game 1. Like he really needs, if he's going to do anything, to try to play a couple games before you get to that spot. And it seems like we're at least going to be in a play-in situation. We really need him to come and like try to kick a little rust off during that 5-game home stretch in the year.
So 5, do you think he has to come back for 2-3 games? Like you got to start coming back here pretty soon, huh?
2 to 3. I wanted him to come back at 10 games out, right?
Yeah.
Like it's. I mean, Zion.
Do you think it's too late then? Do you think it's too late for him to come back?
I don't think it's too late. I'm never going to say that. But Zion is a Ferrari. You just not. You just can't rev that thing up and put it in. Like, nah, you gotta let that thing warm up, bro. You can't. You gotta. Hold on. I ain't saying nothing egregious. You just can't just be, put him out there in harm's way. You gotta let him get right before he gets on the court and goes full throttle.
But Jared, I'm gonna get to you, Lito, in a second because I want to hear Jared's. But what is the right amount of games or right amount of minutes? I mean, obviously you don't know that.
We don't know. We don't know what that number.
Because we saw the bubble thing and that was a disaster. I still got PTSD from that. Like that was a whole 15-minute burst and that was a disaster. Like he had 15 minutes total. He had like 5-minute burst or something.
Well, no, I don't want to see that. I want to see the version of Zion like just being able to play freely and minutes equated to if he need a breather, you need a breather. But he'll tell you when he needs that breather. I don't want to get to the point where his minutes are documented, right? Like, right. Cool. Like,
there's nothing more frustrating than watching that.
Yeah.
Lito, go ahead.
I don't want Zion to come back to an antiquated type offense. I don't want Zion to come back to what he was in before the injury. In my opinion, I think when something works in our offense, we generally like run it into the ground until like it doesn't work anymore. So when I say come back to that type of offense, I mean like if you come back with ball movement, if you come back with like how the team is playing at this moment, I think like that helps Zion because he doesn't have to have the whole world on his shoulders. Doesn't have to feel like that and play like that. I understand his play style and he can only play one way, but like with ball movement, with maybe like more picks, maybe off ball movement, like he can maybe just like be more of a decoy per se, facilitate until he feels his legs. Gets his legs back.
I was thinking the same thing, Chaz. I had a weird, thought. If Zion does come back, can you move Trey or Herb to the bench, or do you have Zion come off the bench? Is that a weird question? Is that an unfair,
no,
it's a realistic question?
Nah, because LeBron's coming off the bench. I think you bring Zion off the bench for a couple of reasons. One, you'll give him a chance to kind of get his conditioning back. For 3 reasons. 2, he'd probably be going against, lesser opponents on the, team's second units. He'd get his confidence up, figure out his game, get his handle together. And 3, you'll probably never have to see Dyson Daniels again. Because Dyson Daniels is the worst draft pick in Pelicans history. Lou Amundsen, Greg Stiesma, all these guys that just wandered off the street, way better than Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels sucks. Dyson Daniels should not be playing American basketball. Dyson Daniels should be playing. He wasn't even that good in Australia. Dyson Daniels should be playing Antarctican basketball. It might be Antarctesian, But Antarctican or Antartesian basketball, that's where Dyson Daniels belongs. So the faster you get Zion back or Sebron integrated into the system, and you never have to see Dyson again, that's the better. So whatever happens, let's do that.
Man, can I piggyback off that real quick?
Go ahead, Leo.
I just want to say, like, if I had to take one thing away from the game tonight and critique it, like in a game like this, to me, when you're up 40 points, it's no reason Kyra, Sebron, Jax, you know what I'm saying? It's no reason those guys shouldn't get minutes in this game. Like, to me, perfectly honest, Brandon Ingram playing 31 minutes, Val playing 30, Trey playing 20. Like, the guy, it should have been a 20-minute minimum for they should have been out the game. But go ahead, what you got, Five?
I'm gonna push back on that. These guys have not shown you that they've been able to, one, if they don't play enough minutes and be ready for the next game. They don't deserve that yet. I get what you're saying. Yeah, we would have loved to see Kyra. We'd love to see Jax. We'd love to see Sebron for sure. Myself, but they're in a position where they have a rhythm. They have to get to a point where okay, yeah, we got it. It's good, but they're not there yet. Yeah, they've had 5 successful games in a row. Good, but we've seen this team drop the ball before. I think Willie Green did a good job of, actually, y'all got to figure it out fully. Beat up on these teams, get your rhythm, get your confidence, keep it up. Jonas having 21 rebounds in the first 3 quarters is amazing. I think that part of it right there will probably be the main key if they can get a victory against Golden State, if they can rebound really well. Not allowing second chance points. The job Herb Jones did. Oh,
I was just about to say that, Five.
God.
Because if you look at the box score, you're like, oh, he went 3 or 4. He had 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 points. He is
Shaden Sharp a hell.
Problem.
Boy.
He's a problem.
Hell.
Dog, come on. Look, I'm gonna riddle off some names to you. LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard. You got who? You could add a whole bunch of guys.
Hey, add Donovan Mitchell.
Herb is really effing good.
Paul George. I'm sorry.
No, keep going.
I mean, he got a resume already. He got a pretty stacked resume of some Hall of Fame
Leo,
talent.
He can't shoot the corner 3.
No, this is what I liked about him the most. He never guarded Kawhi ever in his career until the other night. And he
really,
it was his first time facing Kawhi, and he was like, "Nah, I'm ready for this one. I want this one." You don't find guys like that anymore in the NBA, where the scoring is risen. The number 1 scoring team in the 90s would have been the last scoring team in the NBA at this current juncture. Defense is almost a novelty at this point. And to see a guy that really is like, nah, I'm guarding the best. I'm fighting over screens. Herb's finally getting calls as a defensive now.
Finally.
He's finally getting calls, and I think that's the progression of him. I don't know. I think Willie Green has to put him on Steph tomorrow or Jordan Poole, whomever it is.
You got to think he goes on Curry tomorrow, huh? And CJ goes on Clay?
I would probably I'll probably put him on Poole. I don't really see I don't know.
Who's the Warriors starting 5? It's Curry, Poole, Thompson?
Yeah.
Draymond, Looney?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought Poole came
off the bench. Poole hadn't been starting. They've been starting DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, White Dante. So.
Yeah.
So you think Herb gets the assignment to Curry tomorrow, Ross?
I think so.
What?
Ooh.
What?
I think that's gonna be tough.
I can't. We're talking about Comfy Burger. Look at 4,600.
DiVincenzo's edged up, bro. He might have. He might have a distant black relative or something. He might be 1/8.
Herb on Curry tomorrow.
Yeah. Who else in the starting lineup would he guard?
Yeah. Probably Clay. The thing is, I'm like, damn, if Herb gotta chase Steph around so much, it would be kind of I don't know though.
You think Trey guards Draymond tomorrow?
I think
Brandon guard.
I think gotta be Clay. It's gotta be that. It's gotta be Clay.
Yeah, Draymond is very interesting.
I would rather Herb chase Curry around just because Curry's going to dribble more, I feel like Herb is just better at, being on the ball, handling some of the shifty stuff that Curry's going to do, as opposed to just like hanging out with Clay, running off, Clay's just going to run him through a million picks. I don't know. I feel like that in some ways almost diminishes what Herb can do on the ball.
Yeah.
I know one thing. If Dyson Daniel plays tomorrow, he has to be way better than what he's shown in the last game since he's been back from injury. I mean,
he's not looked the same since
since
injury.
I thought he was
you think
better.
Kyrie deserves a shot then?
I mean,
I would love to see Kyra, especially in a game like that. It's gonna be back and forth. It's gonna be a fast game, but I don't know at this juncture in time that he should get that. He should have got it tonight rather than.
We talked about it last game, and I thought until we just totally blew it out. I thought we really only played 7 or 8 guys again tonight until it got late. It feels like, and that's why I know you are mentioning Jax and Kyrie. Them dudes ain't playing anymore. That ship sailed. They're ratcheting it up to whatever this thing's gonna look like come play in our playoff time. This thing's 7 or 8 deep.
Yeah, maybe. I think I would just love to know because I think Dyson's pre-draft workout had to be like a written test. It had to be like a written exam. Or he had to play like Trajan one-on-one. Because I need to know what Trajan meant when he said, "Oh, you're gonna learn a lot more about that."
Chaz, he's 19. Hold on. He's 19.
He's 20.
I just like, I don't care about like.
You don't think so? You don't think he can develop at all? You don't think he can develop at all?
I think he's a couple years from being a bad player.
Like perfect world, but like, I just feel like we're sort of beating this dead horse. Like, yeah, he's played bad, but he is 19. And in a perfect scenario where half the roster isn't hurt for half the year, I think he probably would have spent some time in the G League, and he should have. He should have spent the whole damn year there. But I don't know, like
he was just there a year. He's a professional. He's a professional player.
Nah, he's the equivalent of a high school kid. Still
at 20.
When we drafted him, he was 19. They got plenty of dudes in high school at 19.
Stupid motherfuckers. Hold on. 19 in high school.
Let 5 get in.
The thing is like you grade him against his class, and the guy that he faced tonight was Shaden Sharp, and prior to having Herb Jones guard him, he had 3 straight 20+ point games, right? Like he was their offense tonight, but he just had this luxury of being guarded by Herb. Can you think of yourself if Dyson, if the shoes were flipped, right? If the roles were reversed, would Herb Jones be guarding Dyson Daniels? No. So I think that's the issue, right? Because that's the miss. So
I'm not defending Dyson. I just feel like we spend too much time like bashing. He's been so bad. Like I get it, but
because
Jose can't play, Zion can't play.
I miss Jose.
I mean, yeah, I'm with you. Like, I don't think he should be getting burned over these guys, but
I just think Kyra should be playing right now. Kyra or Sebring, because I just don't see the point in this experiment anymore. At least if you play Kyra, it gives you a change of pace. Energy guy, he can hit wide open threes, get to the paint, get to the free throw line. He can dribble sometimes, just not in the backcourt. He can dribble in the front.
He doesn't handle pressure well in the backcourt.
Oh, none of these. Oh, that's
Dyson doesn't either. He can't dribble at all.
Talk about this one quick?
Yeah, that's the point we saying, Ross.
I agree with you. I just I'm to a point of like where I don't care about him until like I just don't care about him. Like I don't even need to talk about him anymore. Like because I don't think he's gonna play a minute in the playoffs or in a playing game. Like I don't think he's gonna play 1 minute.
Shit.
Listen,
this is why playing through Jonas is so important. And it kind of like dawned on me the other day. We don't have a true traditional point guard, right?
Jared, we've been talking about that for 14 months now.
I know, but this is why.
Besides Jose,
we can't handle pressure at all. All. If it's zone, if it's man, anytime it's pressure, they're cracking. So playing through Jonas at least gives you an advantage. Right, gives you an advantage of somebody trying to double team, so you can get them to run. Like it's almost as if Jonas is your point guard because that's where your advantage is. It is the weirdest thing that I've ever seen because it's almost like a reverse engineering of basketball.
Did you see what Herb had? I'm sorry, go ahead, Lito.
No. I was just gonna say because he usually has the disadvantage. Like Jonas is terrible passing out of double teams though.
Oh my God.
Which like burns my soul.
Not
because,
getting
like,
any better either.
it just doesn't make sense like how bad he is. But I wanted to make one point about her. You know, when the Clippers game was on, me and you were kind of tweeting, and like that Spider-Man meme came up, and you was like, I said, yeah, it's like he looking in the mirror. We were talking about her guarding Kawhi. I'm like, he looking in the mirror. So look, I want to look up the stats of like, I think from the middle of February, I want to say to actually today, I think Herb is leading the NBA in per team steals, per possession per team steals is 2.7% of the time he steals the ball, right? He's one. You know who is?
Kawhi Leonard.
The claw.
Yep.
That's tough.
First team all defense, Herb Jones.
Yep.
Hey, what about the Ed Reed shout out? I mean, someone said like all pro safety, and y'all two say Ed Reed all the time. He is. He's ridiculous.
Bro, he's literally like baiting people into passes. Like he's playing off ball on a basketball court. It's crazy.
Yeah,
He has great agility too.
His awareness is crazy. I mean, even on steals that he doesn't get, right? Like just playing deflections. I mean, to the average person, like, oh, Herb just knocked the ball out. Do you know where he came from to get there? Like that's the most.
So, Jerry, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm sorry. Do you think Dyson in 3 years could get where Herb is today?
This episode is brought to you by.
That was towards Chaz. Chaz.
I think Dyson has a higher ceiling only because he's younger. But man, I think dudes in high school will bust Dyson's ass right now. Like Dyson is just not good, bro. Like
I don't know if they'll score on him though.
You know what?
That's the thing. He's such a good defender.
I said this the other day, and I said it like kind of half jokingly. I said if I played Dyson Daniels one-on-one right now, I think we probably play for 30 minutes and the score would be 0-0 because I probably couldn't score on him at all, but I know he couldn't score on me. Dyson is like.
I thought he looked at the rim tonight at least. I thought there was a.
Stop. We're low on the bar.
He needs glasses. That motherfucker airball that three. I said.
All right. Yo.
Oh wait. One more thing. I'm sorry.
Agree, Jared.
One more thing. I feel like this is a Herb Jones love fest, but I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't. I feel like Herb is so underrated, bro. Like I feel like the things he does, he don't get credit for, right? So if anybody's on cleaning the glass, right? Herb's effective field goal percentage is 59.6%, right? And he is 17th from the time that I named before, right? The guy in front of him is
Kawhi Leonard.
The claw. Oh,
listen. All right, I just
Boy, Lito dug into the vault.
Listen, I think Herb Jones
the
is
stats vault tonight.
I think Herb Jones is one of one defensively. I think he's one of one defensively. I don't think there's a person really. I mean, outside of like Jaden Daniels, like Kawhi as well. But like on this team, I'll be honest. I don't think Dyson will ever get like Herb. I think he's that unique.
Herb's got a mentality. He plays a different way. He's just a dog.
Herb damn near broke his ankle. He got concussed the other day and was like, "Man, fuck that. Nah."
He was great. He's been great. He's been really, really good. Another official, we didn't talk about him, but another fishing night from CJ. He plays like that for the rest of the way.
Another fishing night for Brandon too, though.
Yeah. CJ had a mean reverse. That reverse was mean. I thought he about to dunk. The reverse was so mean. I was like, he about to try to dunk? That boy hit that reverse. That was mean.
Hey, bro.
Wait, hold on. Before we sign off, I want to talk about Brandon because, Lito, do you see a difference in Brandon? I keep saying this. There's a difference in Brandon. He looks different.
I tweeted this the other night. I've never seen I can't say that I've seen Brandon play this style of basketball before. I can't explain to you what this style of basketball is, but he looks different. It's like so weird. Like you go back, I don't know, let's say 20 games, right? He just didn't have whatever this is.
Energy. He just looks energized on both sides of the floor too.
Yeah. He does. I mean, his passing acumen is just like, bro, 13 assists in the NBA game when you're not, necessarily the lead facilitator on the team is like, that's crazy. And then to come out, like, he's had 5 games in a row where I think he shot the ball over 50%. Like, he's just shooting the ball ridiculous. Like, the ball is just coming off of his hands and it's just like it's water. Like, there's not a defense. I mean, granted, like, this is a team tonight that was not good, but like, man, hell, I'm taking all of that shit. Like, I'm taking all of that. But go ahead, Five.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that I think the mentality is different, right? Like, you be honest, if he catches in the mid range, he got the option. It's pull or it's drive. It's 2 dribbles and it's getting to the rim. If it's outside the rim, he's trying to get downhill. Like, it's no hesitation in movement. He's not trying to do all, like, no. It's really decisive movements. And I think the coaching staff has did a good job of putting him in places for him to succeed. Now, to say that this is already the thing you've already known and done before, it should have been a simple adjustment. So I'm not kind of giving you credit for that one. Just saying. But I think Brandon's mentality has been different, but that's also the coaching staff putting him in the right position to succeed.
That's a very good point, Jared.
You got it. Yeah. I feel like I have seen him play like this. And I don't remember when we last time we talked about this, a couple podcasts ago, I went and looked. And if you go look at what he did after the All-Star break last year, which is when we got hot and when he was playing really well, the numbers are sort of similar. He shot 53, 54, whatever, something over 50% after the All-Star break last year and averaged like 26, 7, and 7 for that whole stretch of whatever it was, 20, 25 games. And so it's I feel like that's why I keep alluding to this is how I felt like he looked last year when it was like, oh, damn, we might could win this play-in game and, maybe make things uncomfortable for Phoenix. And it was because on any given night, like, he could do what he's done for the last week or two. And, that's what makes him Brandon Ingram. But seeing it consistently against the really good teams and staying healthy this year.
Last 5 games, 29 points, 32, 30, 32, 26. And he shot in over 50% or better in 4 or 5 of the games.
Shot 63% tonight.
Yeah, 12, 19. I mean, he's been ridiculous. 9 assists, 7 assists, 10 assists, 13 assists, 4 assists. He looks awesome.
If I can add something,
yeah.
I think that Rockets game changed everything personally.
Which one? The lost?
The loss. I think even though that 10-game skid was awful, I think that Rockets loss was rock bottom for this team. Given the context of everything we know, to go out and lose that game the way they lost it, I don't think you can get much lower than that. So I really think, because everybody looks different. Trey's playing incredible defense. He had a rough night tonight, but everybody just looks totally different. So it's
just really, the energy looks different. Like everybody looks. CJ's changed the way he's played too.
Yeah, somebody got threatened. That's what
I'll be honest. Because Justin, you posted the CJ clip or whatever. They asked him before his that thing, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we handled that. We had a." I kind of let that stuff go in one ear out the other. Like, yeah, whatever. But I mean, since they had whatever little meeting or whatever they've had, now granted, it's Portland, Houston, San Antonio, Charlotte. It's been bad teams, but they definitely appear to be playing with a different energy level. So maybe
you can't discredit the Clippers game. Like they showed up. That's in there too.
Hey, but look. I know Charlotte is a bad team, but like they lead the NBA. They lead the NBA in fast break offense and fast break defense. So like, you know what I'm saying?
Who is this guy with all the stats?
Charlotte's been really good.
Mark Williams didn't play against us, and even though he's a rookie, that makes a difference. Like that dude's been pretty good.
I'd take the trade. All right.
Yo. And listen, man, Trey was 1 for 7 from 3 tonight. But I think you gotta. What I liked about Trey was he was 5 for 5 from the free throw line. He still had 17 points. Like, you can find ways to be effective when one thing isn't working. And I think that's the thing we've been asking for. Not necessarily just from Trey, but from the team in general. Like, all right, this is not working. Do something else. Like, you play basketball. Be a utility knife.
Golden State tomorrow. Then Denver Thursday, Clippers Saturday. That Clippers game is huge, by the way, at home. Looks like Minnesota's going to win tonight.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
3
the
minutes
16th
left.
it's over. I think so. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and sign up for code BOOT or with code BOOT. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly by using code BOOT and betting on March Madness. So the Final Four is here. You can bet on any team. New customers bet $5 can win $200 in bonus bets. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code BOOT. Ross, Lido, 5, Chaz. See y'all tomorrow night. Pels won 5 in a row.
Peace.
Later. I think